I am Kirsten Kristensen. I live in Denmark, and I have been learning nonviolent communication for 27 years. And I think of going again to Finland in the summer 26 to do an IIT together with the team. The first thing that comes to my mind is waking up in that wonderful place that is our venue and looking around, and there's water on 3 sides of our venue. And I remember mornings there that's totally quiet, only the birds are singing, no wind, the water is totally still, blank as a mirror. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. I first got to hear anything about nonviolent communication from my then husband. We are now divorced, but at that time I was married to Kirsten, and he came home one day and started talking about a training he'd just taken in mediation, where one of the trainers had talked about giraffe language, or NVC, and especially how he was talking about anger. He was very enthusiastic about it because he has been working with feelings a good part of his life as a therapist, and he had learned something new that kind of triggered him, a new understanding of the beautiful energy behind anger. And I listened and I thought, yeah, Kirsten, if you would take more of that kind of training, my life will be easier. So that was my first inspiration. So when I think of the role that nonviolent communication plays in my world, I can think of many applications, many areas where we can apply the nonviolent communication. And it goes from the family, building better connections in the family, and in the education, how we raise children, how we nurture the next generation. And for the next generation, I specifically think about giving them trainings that give them other options than submission and rebellion if there's something they don't like, but to give them the skills to build connection and solve conflicts. So conflict resolution is a huge area for me where I see the application of nonviolent communication really making a difference. And that is in the close relationships, in the family, in a workplace, but also in the bigger picture in the world. There is a big need for peace building, for conflict resolution. In so many parts of the world, we have unrest and conflict and war. And I see nonviolent communication serving there as a way to build peace, to build infrastructure for peace. So I am part of Center for Nonviolent Communication as a certified trainer. And in that organization, I have 1,000 colleagues. And for me, this means that I have a place to learn together and to keep on learning, practicing my nonviolent communication skills. And especially to be invited to an IIT, an international intensive training, I get this wonderful opportunity to work closely with some of my colleagues from around the world. And I cannot think of a more nurturing and exciting place for me to integrate my NVC skills and learn from my colleagues. I like to call it that we are having some cross-pollination. We learn from each other from around the world. So this is a big joy for me in being part of a team that is to offer a training of 9 days. So my hope for the 9 days that we will have together is that each of us will be able to experience what it's like to be in a group and where it's okay to be who you are, where you can relax and know that whoever you are and how you want to show yourself is welcome in the community, that we can live this kind of nonviolent community with each other. And that also includes that each person can be heard for what I call heart stuff or matters of the heart, that we will be able to create so much sense of trust and care for each other, that it creates the space for us to open up about things that lives in our heart and that we seldom talk about or have hard time trusting to share with other people, that will create this kind of atmosphere where we can just be and be free to be ourselves and to share what's in our heart that wants to be heard. And that you can trust whatever you express, that you'll be received with empathy. And also a space where we will care for boundaries, so that we create a space where the individual can express themselves, and at the same time be care for the whole of the group. But that these boundaries will be managed with care for each other and attention to everyone, that everybody's needs matter in how we will spend the time together. I'd like to speak about how we get together and see each other as friends. And there's a saying that goes like, an enemy is a friend whose story you haven't heard yet. And I hope that we, in this 9-day together, will be able to transcend some of our enemy images, should we have some of each other, and listen to the story of each person until we start seeing the friend. So I want you to know you are very welcome to join us in the Finland IIT in July 26. Thank you.